And we're live with another episode of BS Busters. Thank you for joining us. Sorry we started a little bit late. A few technical difficulties. But before we go any further, I'd like to have my other panelists introduce themselves. Sir, go ahead.
Hey, it's Konoshi Abominito. Glad to be here on another one of these BS Busters.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. Thank you for joining us for another cast. Today we are talking, it's been a lot of news. A lot of news coming out. So now we're going to talk about EA selling themselves to investment concern combined with run by Saudi Arabia's image rehabilitation league, where their humanitarian abuses, they're trying to cover them up by getting into sports betting and sport gaming and putting money into the WWE and shit like that, and Jared Kushner's investment firm. But before we get into that, to wash our mouth up, we'll wash our mouths out with something that's a little bit more interesting, which is
TGS.
TGS. Yes, TGS.
Yeah,
TGS, y'all. TGS. Now, TGS, for those of you who don't know, is the Tokyo Gaming Show. The Tokyo Gaming Show. And we all know what that means, okay? All right. TGS is the Tokyo Gaming Show where people play video games and stuff like that. Now, for some reason, I can't seem to find my TGS tab. Here it is. Had to open up a new one. So TGS had a lot of announcements. We're going to get into them one at a time. Blood, Refresh Supply. So Night Dive Studios is doing a remake of one of the best build engine games ever made. Blood.
Refresh Supply.
Refresh Supply.
Refresh Supply. So what's this game about?
You play a guy who was killed by a group of cultists, and it turns out that you yourself used to be another cultist who was murdered by these cultists who were trying to bring about the end of the world. And you and your three other friends basically join your forces in order to take down this cult that wants to bring about the end of the world. It's got vampires, demons, eldritch type monstrosities. It's a remake of one of those old school build engine first person shooters in the vein of a Duke Nukem or a Shadow Warrior. But it's one of the good ones. Because remember, back in the day, if you had an engine, it could be licensed out. And you could get a good game if you had a good developer working on that game, or some bullshit like Capstone with Tech War and shit like that. It's like, what is this? Like, not everyone can work well with an engine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everyone can make good engines these days. So yeah, so Blood, Refresh Supply. It's coming out to everything. It's coming out to let me look it up. Okay, it's coming out to everything. GOG,
Yeah.
Epic Game Store, Humble Store, Steam, Switch, Xbox, PS5, PS4, and it's from Night Dive. So Night Dive has a high level of quality. Almost every remake they've done have been good. Like, I liked all three Turok games they remastered. Night Dive is becoming the remaster kings. So I need them to remaster Gauntlet Legends for the N64. Because that game.
Yeah, because I thought that. Because when I saw the trailer of that game, I thought, this game's designed to look old, or is this a remake? So I guess it's a remake. Because you say it's a remake. That's cool.
Yeah. It is. But it looks pretty good. It's better than that Kingpin remake, which was kind of Kingpin Life of Crime, which I have the original on Steam, and It's one of those, first-person games where you play a bouncer who gets knocked out and then has to fight your way back up and get revenge on the kingpin, who is like the criminal mastermind behind everything that's been going on in the city. It's one of those games. Next, we have Earth
Yeah.
Must Die. This appears to be some type of adventure-style game where you make choices and you're a villain, and it's going to be on Steam. One of those Steam games. And yeah, it's a point and
Yeah.
click adventure game brought to life from actors from Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, and Final Fantasy. So if you're into shit like that, it's going to be fairly decent.
With Reynolds.
Yeah. There you go, folks. Next.
Yeah. I don't,
No, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say I've never been too into adventure games. There have been a couple
A
that
handful.
that I've tried out or found interesting, but never a genre I typically gravitated to.
Didn't do anything for you. Well,
Yeah.
next we have Minos, which tells the story of Theseus and the Minotaur from Asterius's perspective. That was the Minotaur's name, by the way. So you get to play as the Minotaur, basically moving around the labyrinth in order to take out people who are trying to get to the center. If you've
Oh,
ever read
okay.
Greek mythology, functionally speaking, Greek mythology is fucked up. It's really fun to read though. Like if you read it as like most ancient mythology, if you read it as just mythology, it's like this is fucked up. Fucked up like all get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. This looks interesting. I might get it once it's where you build the labyrinth around you and shift it around in order to take out the young heroes who are trying to get to the center or get out. Very interesting.
Oh,
Very
okay.
interesting. Yeah. And it's coming up on everything, so, etc., etc., etc.
Is it it was also does it have like a multiplayer where you have people who play as the hero and then people who play as the Minotaur?
No, you just play as the Minotaur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, asymmetrical gameplay would be interesting, but thing is, asymmetrical gameplay when the game doesn't when it doesn't feel personal that the person you're playing against is like actively targeting you is fun. But when it feels like the person you're playing with is actively targeting just one or two people, it gets a little bit too personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
I can
like
see
playing
that happening.
asymmetrical gameplay like that. Next, we
Yeah.
have Moomin Troll, Winter's Warmth. Um, the game is a puzzle game developed by Hyper Games, which puts you into the shoes of Moomin Troll himself after he wakes up from hibernation early. Explore the wintry Moomin Valley and help all the cute critters you come across. Feels like one of those feel-good puzzle games that I never play because I play video games to relax, not feel good and hug cute, cuddly things. Except for the Harvest Moon games where you can pick up the puppies and pet them, which is always cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we have Oasis, spelled Aways. It's a co-op physics-based game that looks perfect for fans of Fall Guys and anything involving you and your friends tripping over each other. It's even got a PC playtest you can sign up on, probably on Steam. This game looks kind of fun. It's got physics, and you're like rolling around and shit, and rolling down hills and dells and everything, and very physics heavy. This looks like it could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, that
characters
could be
look
fun.
interesting too. Here, let me
Yeah.
link the TGS page. So if you want to look at what I'm looking at, you can. I think I already linked it, but there it is again. Billy Bust Up. So it's a Billy Bust Up is an old school platformer in the best ways. It's bringing new material to the table too. All the boss battles will be rhythm-based fights, so be sure to turn up the volume when you check out the trailer. That's interesting. So I guess this is like a better version of Pa Rappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
All right. One of the worst kept secrets of the TGS is Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. So Kiwami 3 is the game where Kazuma Kiryu goes to Okinawa and opens up an orphanage with all the little kids that he takes care of, including his adopted daughter from the girl that was almost his girlfriend, but not really. Um,
Yeah.
and it's the one that you can play in Okinawa and in Kamurocho. So it's like you go back and forth between the two places, solving the story, and you meet your adopted father's twin brother, who initially tries to kill you, but then winds up saving you because he loves his adopted brother. It's look, man. The Yakuza series is one big how can I put this? Soap opera, melodramatic soap opera with really masculine men who rip their shirts off and have badass tattoos underneath on their back. Uh, it's also including a side spin-off game where you play as the villain from Yakuza Kiwami, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say. If you're a Yakuza fan, you'll get it. If you're not, you'll not give a shit. And it's coming out in February 2026. Yeah. Yeah. Next, we have a
Another
game.
game.
No, go ahead.
Another game coming out around your birthday, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be broke around my birthday, which sucks because you know that's just not good. Um, but if I do a lot of OT and shift trades before that the month of February, I'll probably be all right. Plus, a lot of the holiday money is gonna hit in February, so I'll be all right either way. Um,
Yeah.
although I recently got my new schedule, and this year Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and Christmas and New Year's Day fall on days I don't work, so I'm gonna be all right either
That's
way.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't tell you. Last year when I started working at this place, how much of a pain in the ass it was to be there like Christmas and New Year's, and people are like Merry Christmas, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking be around you people. I want to be home with my family. Uh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah, I
you
agree.
people. Merry Christmas, man. Fuck you. What I wanted to say, but internally I was like, no, I gotta be. I gotta be professional. Next, we have
They all
Tanuki.
want to be with they all
What?
want to be with their families too, as they probably all want to be with their families too.
Well, the irony is that most of my family is dead. The only one who's still alive is my mother, and I'm estranged from my father. And I don't really like my family that much, but I don't want to be at work on on Christmas or New Year. You know what I
Oh
mean?
no,
It's like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, I
really,
hear you.
I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
look. I don't like my family like that, but I don't want to be here with y'all traveling to see while
yeah,
you here seeing y'all go to see your families, eating a
yeah.
lousy ass Christmas dinner that they provide. That's some bullshit. It's like I'd rather
Yeah,
be home. Not here.
exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So next game, Tanuki Pond Summer, where you play as a Tanuki, a raccoon dog, and it's got some Tetris shit. Like imagine Death Stranding, but with a Tanuki BMXing on a delivery bike.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's already better than anything Kojima's put out in the last decade.
yeah,
I know some people are gonna get mad, but come on, man. Kojima's an overrated developer, and most of his games are shit. Most of his, especially his older shit, his newer shit, not so much. Um, so yeah, Tanuki Pond Summer dares to ask the question: what if an adorable little raccoon dog could absolutely shred on the BMX, make deliveries, help the townsfolk, and make enough money to restore the Tanuki Shrine before the end of summer? So there you go, folks. There you go.
yeah.
If you wanted to
That's
see
fun.
what Mario in a Tanuki suit would do if he was actually being fucking useful, there you go.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that looks pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah. Next we have Gravebound. It's an apocalyptic extraction shooter, which is a little weird. It looks interesting, but I'm just like, this looks like it was made in Unreal Engine 5. It looks generic sci-fi. It looks like they took the sci-fi asset pack and mixed it with the post-apocalyptic asset pack, and they were like, "This will be different enough that people will buy it." Looks
Yeah.
samey as hell. Not interested. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these Unreal Engine 5 games just shit in the bed.
Well, they get the asset pack and they're like, "This is good enough." It's like it's not good enough if you just use the basic asset pack. You have to doctor those up. Next, we have a game that looks interesting. I'm probably not going to get it, but it looks interesting. Kaiju Cleanup. You play people who have the worst job in a universe where giant kaiju god monsters exist, cleaning up their corpses. Yeah. Yeah. So clearly, these people kind of fell in love with Kaiju number 8, right? Because remember, if you've watched that anime or read the manga, the whole point is that the main character like failed the tryouts to be part of the Kaiju fighting crew. So now he's part of the lowest rung of the organization, where they just clean up the bodies after the Kaiju fighting crew kill the Kaiju. And then he gets like a kaiju parasite, goes into his body and turns him into kaiju number 8.
Oh,
But he's in control of it, so he fights monsters. As he's like the kaiju who fights other kaiju.
okay.
Yeah,
That sounds
kaiju.
interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting premise. Cause like like the girl that he made the promise with when they were young to join the monster fighting group and become like the best people ever. She becomes like one of the top tier people, whereas he is like a loser. But you know how normally in most of these types of stories, like the character would be like he's got to hide his identity. She finds out he's kaiju number 8 like really early, and she's like cool
Yeah.
with it. Actually, it's like, wow, y'all have a derivation from the normal formula. I'm so happy. Uh,
Yeah.
because that's a big thing. It's like, well, I can't let her know that I'm actually a kaiju, even though I saved her life as the kaiju. The Superman syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, we have Hotel Barcelona, or as they say in in Castilian Spanish, Hotel Barcelona, because the C becomes a TH, Barcelona, because they're
Yeah.
pretentious fucks. Anyway, this is done by Sweary65 and Suda51. So,
Oh, should be interesting. Very quirky, that's for sure.
I mean, look, listen, you can say whatever you want to about Suda51. Oh, this is like a beat 'em up with a 2D beat 'em up with a hot ass chick beating monsters down. Oh, this might be worth it. Cause Suda51. Look, listen. Whether you like Suda51 or don't like Suda51, you're always gonna get a decent game out of him in his studio.
Yeah.
You know, and it's coming to everything except the Switch. Cause fuck the Switch. Oh man, I remember when we used to have a member of our cast who would get mad when you said that. But I mean, for real, what else can we say?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what else can we say? Yeah, so Hotel Barcelona, from the pedigree alone, I'll probably get it because um, I really do like stuff like that. Next, we have Mars Tactics. This is I'm guessing it's from the same guy who made XCOM. You play a group of convicts who escape from workers who escape from a facility, and you can play as the workers or you can play as the corporation. And basically, you're just fighting against each other in order to survive and eventually free the planet or keep it under corporate control. Looks interesting. Looks interesting.
Yeah.
If you like balls to the wall hard games where uh bad shit may happen, one false move and your squad gets wiped the fuck out, XCOM style, then this is for you. I mean, I don't like games like that, but I know there are people who do. They're like, I like playing games that are dangerous. Good for you. Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I play games with trainers.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm trying to beat the damn game. I'm not trying to die and reload over and over again. Next
Yeah.
we have Clawpunk. Clawpunk is it's a fast-paced roguelike where you play as a punk kitty cat that beats up gangsters. So it's a 2D platformer where you everything's destructible. The environment, you beat the shit out of people. Looks interesting. I would have thought this was going to be awesome if it was a 3D platformer because you could do more shit in a 3D space, but it looks fine for what it is. It
Yeah.
looks like a highly polished Flash game, Adobe Flash game from back in the day. Yeah, looks fine.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah. Next, we have the Killing Floor 3. It's the Killing Floor. It's bringing new stuff
I guess.
to it. I mean,
I mean, I guess if you're into that.
yeah, the Killing Floor never did anything for me. Like games like that don't do anything for me. So, like when they announce it, I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit. On that day, no shits were given. But I mean, they got zombies, so I mean, if you're fighting zombies and like Cthulhuid monstrosities, I guess this could be fun to play in multiplayer. But I'm not really into multiplayer games.
Yeah.
You know, I think the one multiplayer game I might get this year and into next year is Sonic Crossworlds. And the only reason
Yeah,
I'm
that
getting
game was pretty fun.
yeah, the only reason I'm getting Sonic Crossworlds is because I'm like burnt out on Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, like I played the shit out of Mario Kart 8 and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Next, we have a uh, farm life simulator, but in sci-fi. It's called Farm Budic. Yeah, you can tend to your crops and get robot helpers to give you a hand. And it's got cross-play. So imagine kind of like a first-person Harvest Moon, except you can get robots to help your ass. So I guess that's cool. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it like I said, it looks like a better. It looks like a 2D, I mean a 3D first person Harvest Moon, except sci-fi. So, and apparently you can also fight creatures in the environment. So Harvest Moon with Stardew Valley, except
Oh,
sci-fi.
okay.
So that I think the sci-fi might pick it up because I always thought it would be cool to have a sci-fi Harvest Moon. I think they tried to do one, but it wasn't very well executed.
Yeah.
And it's got cross-platform play, so if the net code is good enough, this game can be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Next, we have Densha Tech. Densha Tech. Densha? Yeah, Densha Tech. A game director, David Jamandro, explains the inspiration came when he was flipping a toy train carriage in the office like it was one of those miniature skateboards. If you can't wait until next spring, you can catch the demo at Steam Next Fest. Basically, imagine Tony Hawk Pro Skater except trains.
I like it.
It looks pretty cool. Like I said, it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater with trains.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a imagine Tony Hawk Pro Skater except there's boss fights and you're a train. Looks interesting.
Uh, yeah.
I might get this. This looks like it's fun. If this game looks like it's gonna live or die on how solid the frame rate is, because if it's skipping, it's gonna be fucked. But if it's buttery smooth at 60 FPS or higher, this is gonna be a good game. Okay, next we have the Doomspire. It's one of those Slay the Spire games, card battle rogue things. I'm not really into those games, but if you are, there you go. Yay or nay?
Sure.
What?
Nah, I'm not. I'm not. I don't really get into the card-based games.
Yeah, I think the only card-based game I've ever really enjoyed a lot of was Bait and Katos. Like, and that's because that game is like really kind of. There's a lot of other shit going on there.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Jane Goodall, the chimpanzee researcher and animal advocate, died at age 91.
Oh
Cause
wow.
of death: she was fucking 91.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jane Goodall, who told us that chimpanzees are so like us, while also kind of to help bury the fact that they're fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Chimpanzees are ugh, horrific. Like, if you ever want to imagine a creature that's like Jurassic Park 1 raptors, chimpanzees. Except it's the males.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game, The Relic First Guardian. Um, it's an Asian folklore inspired action RPG which does away with traditional leveling systems and instead forces you to rely on your gear and skills to overcome the enemies in your way. Each brutal, the bosses, has their own backstory for you to uncover before you slay them. So, yeah. And the art style looks fucking disgusting. I'm liking it. Yeah. But this looks like more one of those damn Souls-like games, which I'm tired of Souls-like games. I don't like them.
I'm tired of seeing Souls-like games too.
Uh, you
Everybody
know,
wants to.
yeah. If you have one more game when in order for me to run or sprint or dodge, there's like a fucking meter that can run out, so I can't keep on doing it. Like it's based like actions are a fucking finite resource. Fuck you. No. I'm done. But
Yeah.
hey, if you're into that, they have a game for you.
Another one.
Yeah.
Like you don't have enough of them already.
I mean, the thing is like those games really took off, so they started putting in every fucking thing. Next, we have play sim montage, just like motion controls were during the seventh gen. Just like once RPGs start taking off, they started adding RPG mechanics to everything. Oh, well, there's stats. It's like that doesn't make it an RPG. They're like, but it's got leveling. That also doesn't make it an RPG. Next, we have play sim montage. Apparently, it was a montage of play sim games. There's a Motion Wreck, a genius little puzzle game where you have to record your movements and save them to overcome obstacles later. Need to cross a large gap, record a walk, and then replay it once you're at the edge. I mean that's so basically it's teaching you programming. Basically,
Yeah.
it's teaching you how to program directions. That's cool. Next, we have Mind Diver. Um, you basically dive into a mind ocean and explore it. You swim into its depths to crack a missing persons case by fixing the memories you uncover. And this is made by the same developers who did Legacy of the Obra Dinn. So, cool. Next, we have Diping Escape. It's a horror game with a twist where you have to type out what you see on the screen to progress. Yeah, I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
I don't play video games to learn how to type. All right, I haven't done that since Mavis Beacon teaches typing and Mario teaches typing, or Typing
Yeah.
Bear, or Typing Bear back in the day. No more learning to type. I know how to fucking type. I do 150 words per minute. That's good enough. No more. I mean, I don't start at 150. I got to work up to it. But by that first, once I'm like 5 6 minutes in, I'm like typing quickly. Uh, Turnbound. Sorry, what was it? Yeah, Turnbound. Um, so in a lot of video games, inventory management is a chore, but in Turnbound, it's the key to powerful attacks. You fight other players trapped in a haunted board game using the souls of literary figures like Sun Wukong, Alice in Wonderland, and Robin Hood. It's all asynchronous too, so you won't have to wait ages for the opponent to make their move. This sounds interesting. The Monkey King doesn't look like the Monkey King, but fuck it. And it's coming to Steam. So, yeah.
What game is that? Oh,
Turnbound.
Turnbound, huh? Oh, is this another card based game?
No, it's like Backpack Hero, where your inventory is how you attack, and your inventory has your backpack has a theme based on literary figures like Sun Wukong, Alice in Wonderland, Robin Hood, etc.
Okay. Oh, so it's like a puzzle RPG.
I mean, it's asynchronous gameplay. You're fighting against each other.
Yeah, this could be fun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's asynchronous, so you're not waiting turn by turn, and you don't feel like you're being attacked by some overlord figure. So I like that. Next, we have Join Us. Join us. You build a compound and convert locals and get them to join your doomsday cult. Ride bears, drive lorries with Gatling guns mounted to the top, and cower in fear when Lovecraftian horrors really do begin to end the world. At least the apocalypse looks fun. Holy shit, that's a lot to unpack. So you play a cult person recruiting people for what could be a hoax, but there's actually Cthulhuid monstrosities coming out. And it's coming to Steam, so yeah, man, looks interesting. Next, one of the games that I was looking forward to that was kind of like stole the show a little bit for me. Threads of Time, which some people are calling the Chrono Trigger successor, if you will. It's a
Yeah.
2.5D RPG that takes you across multiple eras, where your actions in the past will affect the future. From 12 men in BC, when dinosaurs roamed the land, to the far-flung future of 2400, when mechs patrol the streets. Threads of Time is a game you don't want to miss. I've seen some YouTubers saying this is a Chrono Trigger sequel that we never got. I would argue that Radiant Historia is the Chrono Trigger sequel we never got. But Threads of Time, still pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's who's working on it?
I don't know, but this looks like what I mean. If Square Enix didn't fuck up everything they touched, this looks like what a Chrono Trigger sequel could have been. Instead of Chrono Cross, which is hot buttered ass. And I
Yeah.
stand by that statement. Chrono Cross is hot buttered ass.
Yeah.
Trash. Fucking trash. Seems like one of the characters is a Katsuni. Oh yeah, yeah. They totally know what they're doing. This is totally Chrono Trigger. Totally fucking Chrono Trigger. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, this game looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
This is they okay. So it's Chrono Trigger combined with Grandia because it looks like you have attacks that can interrupt an enemy's action, so that if they're preparing an attack and you hit them with an attack that basically interrupts their action, you can interrupt that action and throw it back so that it doesn't come out as quickly. So basically, if you stack it right, you can really fuck people up. And apparently, there's dual and triple text. Man,
Yeah,
well, you can tell these people grew up playing Chrono Trigger and Grandia.
yeah,
And look, if
yeah,
you're gonna rip off the best, man. My hand to you.
yeah.
Wow, if only
I
the
can't wait to
people
play
who,
this.
man, if only the people who own the IP would actually do something with it. Huh. Hmm. But who could that be? Next, Dawn of War 4. There's another 41K, 40 Warhammer
Another
40K Dawn of
41K
War.
game.
Yeah. Do you like dour, dark as fuck tabletop RPG wargaming? Well, here's a video game about that.
Another four. They come out with 40K games a month. So
I mean, it's been prolific. I agree with you, but I don't like the setting because I don't like the whole point behind 40K is that is a grim dark setting and everything is fucked. And I don't
yeah,
like playing games that's a grim dark setting where everything is fucked. Just me personally, I'm not really into that. Like the darkest game I'll play is Vampire the Masquerade, and Vampire the Masquerade is meant to be a little dour and dark and gritty. Same thing with Shadowrun, but even Shadowrun has its moments of hope. So I can't go, oh man, I need dark, gritty, grim shit. But this is what 40K is going to be: dark, gritty, grim shit. Basically,
there
this
are,
is what
prem-
StarCraft was based on.
there are premises of 40K I do find interesting, but other than that,
Well,
yeah. And I realized that Halo ripped off the idea of the of the Space Marine. Uh,
I mean, everything ripped off Space Marines from 40K.
Gears of War 2, yeah,
They're
with
40K
the
Space Marines. Yeah,
with the Lancer, with the chainsaw,
yeah, yeah,
bayonet. Yeah.
yeah. They all ripped it off from 40K. Which 40K, depending on when it came out, ripped that off from Aliens from James Cameron with the Colonial
Yeah.
Marines. But anyway, so here's my issue with 40K. No matter what, like the whole point, like most tabletop RPGs, you're either like if you're playing a villain campaign, you're the big bad trying to accomplish some goal. If you're the heroes, you're trying to stop the big bad from accomplishing some goal. Depending on the scope of the campaign, the big bad could be a corrupt mayor in a small village who is doing shady shit, to a criminal mastermind, a thieves guild master who's actually a vampire doing shady shit in a small city, to oh my god, it's an evil demon god who's trying to come into the primary material plane. But you have a shot at saving the world depending on how you play the game. In
Yeah.
40K, no matter what you do, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because if you play from the point of view from the Imperium of Man, okay, you're trying to stop the warp and the chaos gods of the warp. But here's the thing: the chaos gods are conceptual in their nature. They have to exist. Okay, Slanesh, the god of lust and bodily vices, also is the lust that drives people, a man to come home and make love to his wife. Like you can't get rid of that drive. Korn, the god of brutal war, is also the god of justice, and he's also the concept behind justice and honor, like honorable
Yeah.
combat. Okay, the god of plague is also the god of death and rebirth because shit has to die and decay so that new stuff can come about. So if you get rid of the chaos gods, you get rid of reality itself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So basically, Warhammer 40k is just a series of no matter what you do, you're fucked.
Yeah.
The game. And I don't really like
Life is
games.
suffering.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a grim, dark, fucked. I don't like shit like that. Next, we have Soul Mask. Um, Soul Mask brings its mind survival challenges to 1.0 later this year, and it's coming with Egyptian Gods themed DLC, Shifting Sands, which adds even more to the game. So I don't know what this game is about. Seems like it's one of those games where you're fucking doing weird shit. So yeah, if you want to do some weird shit, Soul Mask. Yeah. I'm glad they're using a different mythology because we see Egyptian and Greek and Roman all the time. And even Norse.
Yeah.
We very rarely see Mayan or Native American mythology. So kudos for you for using a
Or,
different world view.
or African.
We you want to watch Afro spiritualism or African mythology, you got to read books from African nations, and even then it's going to be seen through a lens of Christianity in some way, shape, or form, which is sad, but whatever. Or Islam, because they also enslaved people in Africa and forced them to convert as well. um reach Reach is a VR game. Fuck. With parkour and a variety of weapons. So it's basically Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
You play as Rosa, uncovering the mysteries of a civilization built in humanity's image. Wield a pistol and a shield, a bow and arrow, or blast enemies with a shotgun. Use them all to devastating effect whilst on the move. So it's Mirror's Edge, but you can actually fight instead of that bullshit they called fighting in Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Because we all know the fighting in Mirror's Edge was some hot buttered ass. The only problem is
That's
it's a VR game. And VR games, I mean, unless it's Half-Life Alyx, VR games make me just like I'm watching the gameplay trailer and I'm getting a little nauseous watching this.
yeah. I don't know if I could do VR, especially for long periods of time.
Yeah,
People tell me you get used to it after a while, but
the only
eh.
game I played where I was like, okay, VR game I played where I didn't get sick while playing it was Half-Life Alyx. And that's because I was playing it on a dynamite, well-made rig, PC gaming rig, like high-spec, dual graphics cards. Like this guy spent like $8,000 on his PC. You know, like one of those like you will never have this rig. Even when the shit gets cheap, you still won't be able to afford this rig. Like one of those rigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, next we have Outward 2. So if you liked Outward, where it basically, let's have a realistic idea for if you were an actual adventurer, where everything can kill you, and one false move and you die. Except in Outward, depending on who killed you, they wouldn't kill you; they would knock you out and sell you into slavery. So then you could like go back and get your shit and take revenge on the people who sold you into slavery, which is a cool concept. But I mean, I play fantasy games for the power fantasy, not for well, let's play a realistic fantasy RPG adventure. It's like I'm not trying to struggle up the tiers, starting from wooden, going to copper, then iron, then silver, then steel, then gold. You know, like to
Yeah.
platinum to diamond, so then I become a high level adventurer. But Outward is doing that, and it's got co-op now. So
Some people really love that sort of thing.
yeah, man, some people like punishing games. I'm not one of them. I think the most punishing game I played was Final Fantasy IV, the Japanese edition, with all of the shit they stripped out, like the extra content and stuff. and I got
Yeah.
all of the summons, even the special ones you weren't supposed to get. I mean, that were harder to get because you had to do like special side quests and shit. Um, so once again, they're having a world premiere for fucking DLC. House Flipper 2 Pets DLC. Do you give a
I
shit?
guess. Nah.
I don't give a shit either. Let's keep it moving. Annapurna is interactive. Had a little montage. Demi and the Fractured Dream. It's an adventure game with interesting character designs. Kind of like think Legend of Zelda. Specifically, I want to say Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. People of Note, a turn-based RPG musical. A character named Cadence gathers different musicians on her journey to become a star. Combine genres and engage in battles that play out like musical performances in this unique experience. Since I'm a music buff, I might get this just so I can combine jazz and funk to create junk.
Yeah.
Next, we have Detopia, a sleek sci-fi puzzle game set in a futuristic utopian city. You've got to help the AI that manages everyone's happiness and keep things running smoothly. It's a very peaceful affair, and there's also a big chunky cat. What's not to love? I'm not a cat person, so I don't give a shit. Next, we have Oku. Uh, it's an exploration game in the style of Sable, where you wander around Japan as a traveling poet. Create haikus to cheer up the strangers you meet along your path. So it's one of those feel-good games. If you like feel-good games, here you go. It's got a little okami in there where you're like circling plants and making them bloom and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you like shit like this, here you go. Okay, we have Morbid Metal. So, it's an action game that allows you to shapeshift into various forms to change your combat style on the fly. I mean, eh. I haven't seen the trailer yet because they have an ad on this shit, and I'm watching this on my browser that doesn't have ad blocking because I are stupid.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I look, man, ad block, one of my best friends.
That looks pretty fun. It's a third-person action game. I think it's a multiplayer game though. No, I think it might be a
Okay,
roguelike.
so Morbid Metal is one of those God of War knockoffs. It's a God of War knockoff. God of War, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta. So, fine.
Yeah.
Huntsman. Okay, so if you're an arachnophobe, this game is not for you, but here you go. Huntsman is a survival game set in an abandoned lab infested with giant spiders. Ugh. I mean, I'm not afraid of spiders, but fucking Christ, man. Why? Why? Why would you make something like this? What sick bastard would do such a thing? So there you go, Huntsman. And they appear to be Huntsman spiders, which don't really shoot webs. Or they don't make webs, typically. So, oh, no, 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 nope, nope. I just looked at the 45-second trailer. Fuck this. Nope. I was like, nope, nope. A giant fucking spider crawling across. No, 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 no.
uh,
Yeah, I draw the line at giant spiders. Giant spiders, normal spiders are terrifying. Giant spiders are like, fuck this. So next we have Rave. So if you ever played Civilization and thought, I wish there was a faction of fox people, Rave's got you covered. Will you expand peacefully or through force? Whatever you decide, the gridless freeform building system allows you to create the kingdom of your dreams as fox people. So, yeah. I mean, if you like Civilization kingdom builders and you want to play as fox people, there you go.
You have to be the anthropomorphic fox that you've always wanted to be.
I mean, yeah, there's always going to be someone who likes that shit, and there's going to be a female fox in here that some dude's going to screenshot. I don't know what he's going to do with those screenshots, but he's gonna do something with them. Next, we have Absalom. Yeah. Absalom is a three character beat 'em up, fantasy beat 'em up. Where basically these characters keep on dying and coming back, and they're fighting like the forces of darkness. Looks kind of interesting. The music is done by the Dark Souls and Elden Ring composer Yuka Kitamura, so that's cool. And it's a 2D beat 'em up. We've been getting some good 2D beat 'em ups over the last few years. Streets of Rage 4, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. So we're just getting more of it, and it's coming to everything except the Xbox. It's even coming to the Switch. So for once, it's not fuck Nintendo. It's fuck Microsoft. Although technically speaking, most Steam gamers are playing on Windows PCs, so not really. Next, we have Task Time. So it's a PvP game from the people who did Gang Beasts and Fall Guys, and it has you doing 500,000 randomly generated tasks to compete in. So this is seems like a fun party game. Imagine WarioWare, but more imaginative and less bullshit. And the last game that they announced is Broken Lore, Don't Lie. It's a psychological horror game that blurs the line between reality and liminal hallucinations. It's a spin-off of the Broken Lore Don't Look series, so it's a must-play for fans of the series and anyone looking to play their next scary fix. Yeah, I'm not interested in that, so yeah. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Not interested in that bullshit. Nope. No, sir. I don't like it. Not one bit.
Apparently, there's one game. There's one game that wasn't mentioned on this list. Apparently, there's a new Parasite game. They announced. Was it I saw a trailer. It's not Parasite Eve. It's different.
But it's like a spiritual successor to Parasite Eve.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Is the combat turn-based?
I don't think so. What is it? Parasite game.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, what made the original Parasite Eve so interesting was it was a turn-based RPG, but it had the horror aspect where, you could go into a room, shoot a guy, and then he would fucking mutate into a monster. It's like, what the fuck? And you have to fight him again with higher stats, and he'd turn into, the monster form of. It's like, oh, shit, I didn't see that. And then as you leveled up, Eve could get different gene strains that she could add to her body to unlock new skills and abilities and shit. And that was kind of interesting. And then they fucked that up with the sequel, and the third game didn't even have that. So
Yeah, it does look like it's turn-based.
Okay, then it's worth.
The other video explains.
It might be worth getting. Next, all right. So we'll keep an eye out on that. It wasn't announced at the thing, but we'll keep an eye out on it. Lastly, EA has sold itself. And
Yeah.
they tried to sell Bioware too, but no one wanted them. They're like, nah, I'm good.
No, it's like the original guys that writers that kept BioWare afloat. They all left. They all went off and did something else. So it was just like, what's this is worth nothing to me if you don't have the original builders here. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, we knew Bioware was fucked when the two people who started it, Greg and Ray, left. When
Yeah.
Greg and Ray left, Bioware was fucked.
Yeah.
Uh, we knew that was the beginning. When they released Dragon Age 2 in a little over a year, when the last Dragon Age game came out, like the last Dragon Age had like 5, 6 years in development. Dragon Age 2 was made in a
Yeah.
fucking year. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this can't be good. Like I wanted to hope it was gonna be good, but like I was like something told me they got this game out in a little over a year. This can't be good. It was not. And then they were like, we're
Yeah.
coming out with Mass Effect 3 next year. I was like, word? Mass Effect 3 came out and it was bad too. I was like, oh shit. Then Dragon Age Inquisition came out after that. Dragon Age Inquisition was trash. I know some gamers liked it, but if you go back and play that game, it's like playing a. Imagine if you had access to a server to an MMO, to an MMORPG, but you're the only one on the server.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay? I am not surprised that the scuttlebutt about that game was that initially it was going to be a Dragon Age MMO. Because you play it and you're like, this is a fucking MMO.
Yeah.
Like how mounts work, how the combat feels, how the classes in Dragon Age Inquisition are basically classes that any other character that you can recruit to your party to take along on a quest or into an area. It's like there's no specialized classes except for the your character with your ability to like close tears in the veil. But every other character's abilities are just like, oh, I could have made this character. There's nothing unique about these characters. You can tell that this game was going to be an MMO, and someone said, people don't want this IP to be an MMO. They're not going to buy it. And they were like, well, fine, then make it a single player game. But they didn't have time to actually really make it a single player game, so they just unplugged it from the server. Like, imagine playing an MMO where there's no one else doing those boring ass fetch work side quests. I need 10 belts off of fallen soldiers. I need 40 bundles of herbs. I need 40 samples of coal. I need 25 samples of redwort. That's the type. That's the type of fucking quest you had in this game. It was some bullshit. And people are like, "This is game of the year." I'm like, "Fuck you." Dragon Age Inquisition is game of the year. No, you must be crazy. Got me fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it was just, I mean, let's see, Dragon Age. So it started with Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect Andromeda, and Anthem. They had 5 shitty games back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
And we'll add Dragon Age Veilguard to that shit because that was trash too. 6. So yeah, Bioware has been. I'm surprised they held on as long because EA would shutter a studio if they released 2 bad games. Oh, you released 2 bad games? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, especially for studio that was once held in high regard.
Oh
But
yeah, Bioware was once considered to be one of the kings of Western RPGs. Now, I didn't consider them that. I always thought that Black Isle Studios and Obsidian were the kings of Western RPGs. but I've always been a fan of Obsidian, and you know, I readily admit I've always been a fan of Obsidian and Black Isles Studios and Troika, because Troika, like, I look at the pedigree. Like, okay, Black Isle Studios worked for Interplay. When they were at Interplay, they made Fallout 1 and 2 and The Bard's Tale, um, and Fallout 1 and 2. Then they also made Icewind Dale 1 and 2. They also helped Bioware make Baldur's Gate. Okay? Then when Bioware did its own thing, Bioware did Baldur's Gate 2 themselves. And then they lost the rights to the D&D license, so they made Dragon Age. But Black Isle Studios then, folded and became Obsidian. And a lot of the developers, when they folded, also went on to create Troika Games. Troika Games made shit like the Temple of Elemental Evil, Vampire the Masquerade. And we all know what Obsidian did. Obsidian is the king of making sequels that are better than the original game. They made KOTOR 2. They made Neverwinter Nights 2. They made what else did they make? Alpha Protocol, which was buggy, but the idea behind it was good. Fallout New Vegas. Okay. Obsidian, they also did Dungeon Siege 3, which was trash, but that's because they were under budgeted by Square Enix, who had the rights to that IP. But you get what I'm saying. Like, BioWare just doesn't have the pedigree to have made really great games. Like, their greatest games are, let's see, Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate 1, they got a lot of expertise in making that game from Black Isle Studios, which would become Obsidian later on. So I give them the credit for it, but it's like an asterisk. Baldur's Gate 3 is amazing, or 2 is amazing. I give them full credit for that. Dragon Age, amazing. Origins, amazing, amazing. Jade Empire, pretty goddamn good. The first Mass Effect, pretty good. That's 5 games. Mass Effect 2, 6. Okay, cool. After that, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
I think that that Black Isle Studios and Obsidian have a better portfolio of like impactful games than uh, BioWare. I like BioWare, but I just don't. I don't think they're the best. Let me put it that way. As Anyway, so yeah, EA almost got bought. Almost tried to sell BioWare. I mean, if they were gonna sell them, they should have sold them before they released Anthem. So. So with that being said, what are your thoughts about EA selling themselves?
Well, it's not that much of a surprise. It sounds like they've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah, they've been on that corner lifting that dress up higher for a while.
Yeah, yeah, and
Someone finally stopped and opened up the door.
apparently they're going to be no longer publicly traded.
Yeah, they're going to be
So
a privately held company, which means if you own stocks in EA, you're going to get a nice little payout.
yeah,
If you own stocks in EA, I would never own stocks in EA, even though I'm a capitalist whore. But there's some companies I will not give money to EA or McDonald's or Coca-Cola.
yeah.
I have my pride, sir. Anyway,
Yeah, Toys R Us tried. Apparently, Toys R Us tried this at one point, and it backfired terribly in the end. But Toys R, that's
that's
a
a
whole different industry, though.
yeah, that's a different. Also, Toys R Us didn't go under because they tried to sell themselves. Toys R Us went under because they got bought out by corporate raiders who basically upped the prices on everything and stripped down. Like instead of reinvesting in the company to keep it growing and healthy, they just took all the profit out of the company and kept a skeleton crew, which is why when you would go into Toys R Us's when they were alive, they felt the same as they did when I was a kid. And full disclosure, I was born in 1986.
Yeah,
You should not go into a store in 2012 and feel like and walk in there and it feels the same as it did when you were like 4 or 5 years old. Okay.
yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, that's the same
That's
way
a little
Kmart
weird.
was. Like, did you go into
Yeah,
Kmart? Like, you'd go into Kmart, and Kmart felt the same as it did in the early '90s. I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck is this?
yeah. I remember going. I was like before they completely closed. Before it was like I think it was like maybe in the 2010s, maybe 2012. Before because there were still some of them that were hanging on by a thread.
Yeah,
It still looked like it did when I was a kid back in the 90s.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm like, so the layaway. I know where the layaway is. I know where the bathroom is. I know where the layaway is. I know where everything is because y'all ain't changed shit in this place in 40 years.
it's wild.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, when you have a store, you have to you should be updating your store every 5 to 6 years. Like if your store looks the same, like if a grocery store has been in business for 20 years and in those 20 years it looks the exact same as it did when it opened, if your store isn't really high end, there's something wrong. And even if it's really high end, shit should change. Shit should be moved around. Um so yeah, yeah. The same thing happened to KB, where they got bought by a private company, a private investment firm, and they basically stripped them down to just the name, just to keep them barely running. And then they basically like would take the profits and just like they suck the soul and all of the operating budgets out of those out of that business. Which is why unbridled. Which is why you really need good state, local, and federal business protections to keep stuff like that from happening. It's like you're not gonna buy this because if you buy it, you're just basically gonna run it into the ground, take the money out, and then people are gonna be at their jobs, and the public isn't gonna have an option to have another place to buy shit. You know what I mean? And the less options that people have to buy products, the shittier it is. You know,
Yeah.
if you only have one grocery store in your town or city, like one grocery store, they can name their prices because you have no other options. But when you have like 4 or 5 grocery stores, you can shop around and find the best price and save money. Um. Anyway, enough about that. Anything else you want to add before we wrap things up, sir?
Nah,
We're
I'm
not gonna
good.
do a unpopular opinion or hot take because this cast has gone on long enough. We can save that for
Yeah.
next week. We might be having next week's cast on a Tuesday
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm gonna be going out that Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Going out with the same person?
I'm gonna be going out. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we shall see. Anyway, that's the end of the cast.
All right.
Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead, sir. Pimp out your music.
Oh yeah, the I got Spotify, Synaptic Garden, released a EP, RGB, the color of light. Check it out.
Hmm, glad. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. Glad to have you guys watch the cast. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Hype the thing up. We're trying to grow the channel up again. We're trying to grow it up. Not because I'm trying to get monetized or any bullshit like that, but because the bigger the channel is, the more engagement we can have, the better things can be in the long term. That being said, that's the end of the cast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Peace, and good night. All right.